What's going on, guys? It's that time again. As you guys can see, there's another addition to the collection, the All Growing collection. Ended up picking up a Wasr GP 1063 in 762 by 39, aka a AKM, or as some people know it as a AK47 clone. Pretty much to me, this is pretty much a basic AK47. This is from Russia. I believe it's a Romanian AK47. It's not an exact clone. This is made by Century Arms. These the Wasrs do have a little bit of a shady reputation. It's either hate it or love it, which is what it seems like. And for the price point, I figured I'd go ahead and take a gamble on this one. So pretty much what happened was I wasn't even looking for another gun. I was PPTing my Ruger GP, and I got to talking to some people on the forums, and one guy actually told me that, hey, I got a Wasr 10, would you like to buy it? And I said, I'm not really into it. But for some reason, I just kind of told him send me the info on it. And his story was that he ended up buying a Wasr 10, and he ended up buying a H&K. I don't believe I remember the model. But he said he ended up buying those. Ended up taking the Wasr, throwing it in the safe. Took out the H&K once, and then they both pretty much just been sitting in the safe ever since. And pretty much it's a brand new Wasr. I looked it over. There's no shots fired through the gun, as I can see. He told me that he went to Turner's, and they actually gave him an option and flipped the screen around and said, we got plenty of them. If you want, just go ahead and look through these serial numbers, and you go ahead and pick which one you want, and we'll have it shipped here, and you can check it out. So he ended up going through, I think, like 100 serial numbers through their system. And he ended up picking out one of them, and they ended up shipping it over to the local Turners that he had. And he ended up taking a look at it, and everything was fine for him. I wanted to take a look at it because there are some things that you need to look at before you purchase a 1063 from Century Arms, because they do have their stories, their horror stories. But pretty much the main things you need to look at are, one, to make sure it has the Tapco, I think it's the G2 Trigger. You need to check for mag wobble. Another thing you want to check for is the gas block, to make sure the piston system isn't canted, and then the front sight. You want to make sure that the front sight isn't canted either. I have the tripod in the way, but I'll try and do my best with this. So pretty much what you want to do is, for mag wobble, you want to pretty much put any mag in there. Usually the steel mags have a little bit more play than the Tapco polymer ones, but this AK has literally no mag wobble, and it's kind of a pain in the ass. I kind of wish it had a little bit of mag wobble. There's nothing wrong with mag wobble whatsoever, unless it's completely overboard. Then you could have some feeding issues. But if you can wiggle it pretty much like this, you're still good. But for me, it's a pain in the ass to get this in. Hopefully it breaks in a little bit. But I literally try and show you guys. I doubt you'll be able to see. But pretty much I have literally no mag wobble. This thing is in there as tight as can be, which makes it really difficult to remove and to see. This is exactly what I'm talking about. To remove and insert. So in one way, to most people, it's a good thing. To me, it's not a good thing at all. It's a pain in the ass to get this thing in and get it together. So when people complain about mag wobble, just know that you're kind of blessed. One thing about Century Arms is that their earlier versions, the ones that they have a lot of trouble with, they used to be milled out really quickly, and I believe it's the pre 1990 or late 1980s. They had some QC issues, which is quality control, and I don't remember what this. I read some story on it, and pretty much the quality control has gotten a lot better since then. So the more recent ones don't have as many problems as they used to. But pretty much we'll get back to it. This is the Tapco G2 Trigger. You can tell by that. You probably can't see it on the camera, but it says Tapco on the trigger. They are very crisp and very clean braking 2-stage triggers. This is actually better than my AR trigger, which is a DPMS and pretty damn close to my Remington 700 trigger. One way to tell if you have a canted gas block and front sight is look at it this way. Align your sights and then just lift the rifle and then just see if it lines up. What you're going to have as a cant is the front sight or gas block is going to be twisted to either the left or the right. This one has neither. I believe the gas block and the sight, I think it's just the gas block is very, very by a hair canted to the left. But that's no problem, because the only time cant for the gas block anyways creates feeding issues is if there's drag in the piston system, which is where it's enough cant to where the piston actually drags on the body, and it ends up slowing down the feeding system to where it kills the inertia and the momentum, which makes it not pick up any rounds. I believe most of them come with Tapco trigger or Tapco mags, because I know there's some kind of law where it has to be so much percentage of American made parts in this. These are imported by Century Arms from Romania, and they need to be, before they are US compliant, they need to be gutted of at least a certain percentage and include American made parts. So there's some kind of percentage, but I don't know the exact thing, so I'm not going to throw out anything. I've looked through this gun. I know there's a lot of talk on the internet about how it's coated in some kind of grease. I keep forgetting the name of it. I don't know why. It starts with a C, and it's pretty much coated on a lot of AKs. Usually the older ones have a lot more of it. From what I've been told is that the newer style AKs that are being imported don't really have as much of it, so you don't really have to worry about it. But if you have that, what you want to do is put your AK in a... some people say put it in the oven. I don't really trust that too much. Some say you can just hose it down with the hose and then blow dry or use an air compressor to get all the water out of all the crevices or else it will rust. But a lot of people, they put it in a baggie, which is like a plastic trash bag, and leave it out in the sun for a couple hours, let it sweat it out, and then just wipe it with a shop rag. I don't know if mine is completely empty of it. There was some little spots, or if the guy before me ended up cleaning it out, but there's very, very, very minimal in some crevices. I had it. It was kind of gunked up a little bit, but again, I don't know what the main problem is with having that on there, but all I know is that you're supposed to clean it off before you shoot it. My philosophy is when you get any gun, what you want to do is take it apart, look down the barrel, make sure there's no obstructions. Every now and then packing peanuts or something from packaging or whatever can get in the barrel or some kind of mechanical parts and cause issues. So it's always good just to keep it a safe practice to take everything down, take off all the grease unless the manual recommends, because I know there is some. I believe Glock has it to where they have a factory coat on there that for the first 100 rounds they want you to use their lube. But even then, I still cleaned all my guns and give them like a quick little look over, quick cleaning, and lube them myself to my comfort zone. And then I go out and shoot them. I don't really trust factory setup guns, but not that I don't trust them. I just don't trust their lube and stuff like that. I like to know my guns. Another thing too with the Wasr 10s is a lot of people complain about being able to catch. Let me take the magazine off. A lot of people complain about these getting caught on the firing pin, but I have yet to get mine stuck there. A lot of people complain, usually the people who don't have Wasrs complain about how that would create some kind of feeding issue. But the only way I've seen people actually get those stuck is when they actually they do it really softly and find that exact point and then slowly let go. You got to remember when your bolt is cycling, unless it catches really bad, then you're not going to have any problems because it's a very violent action when your AK is cycling. So if it gets caught, that's no problem. You can shave it down a little bit. I'd personally leave it unless you have issues. But even then, you can send it to Century Arms, which I heard they don't have the best customer service, but you can see what you can do with it. But again, I've seen a lot of stories of these actually people not having a problem with these. Another complaint a lot of people have is the furniture. People don't like the blonde furniture on there, and they want to go to more expensive furniture, which is the wood, for some people that don't know what furniture is. And it's more of, they call it a blonde. I'm not sure why, but mine's kind of a darker. I'll let you guys get kind of a close-up. But mine's kind of a dark, it's kind of a blonde, but it's more of a dirty blonde. And I don't mind it at all. And I kind of like the way it looks. It looks classic AK. I know a lot of guys like to go with the pure cherry or the more of a maple. I'm not a fan of that. I like the way mine looks right now. It looks like the classic AK, and that's why I bought the AK. I'm not here for a show gun. This is going to be like a truck gun, just screw around, just pure fun without breaking the bank gun. So, and that kind of brings me to my next point, is kind of why I didn't go with an Arsenal or a higher end AK47, because AKs are famous for three different things. They're famous for their reliability. They are famous for the price that they are made, and then they are famous for the simplicity. Simplicity's there, the reliability's there, but when people are paying $800 to $1,200 for a Arsenal AK, I'm not just picking on Arsenal. I know there's different companies. Arsenal is just the one that's in my head right now. But Arsenals go for $800 to $1,200. I cannot see paying anywhere near that price for an AK-47. I understand we're in the United States and a lot of things are expensive here, but when it costs probably about $20 to $100 for other countries to stamp these parts out and throw them out to countries and stuff like that, I cannot, the only reason why I wanted an AK is because it's reliable, cheap, and simple. So why would I spend high dollar on a AK-47 when the main reason why everybody in the world uses them is because they're cheap? I never really got that. I understand they're a lot nicer, but you're buying an AK for what it's famous for, those three things. And if you're gonna take those out, then you're just buying any other gun, which I don't agree with that. But hey, it's your guys' money. You guys do whatever you want. Buying the Arsenals and stuff, you get cleaner wood. The bodies are the same. The receivers are machined a little bit differently. I don't really know too much into that. I'm not going to try and spread anything and get info wrong, so you guys can look up into that. But I don't understand spending an extra $400 to $500 for one of those. I ended up picking this up for $400 the way you see it here. And that comes with, and this also comes with, from the factory, is they come with little cheap bayonets, just kind of like a replica of the K-bars that they use. It's not sharp at all. I've been sharpening it and trying to get it somewhat sharp. Still working on it, but it's pretty cool for the cool factor. Comes with a little case. A majority of them from the factory come with a cleaning rod, and they also have a little spot in the buttstock right here. It's a little flap, which a lot of people, and I have gotten my finger caught at least once. Hopefully you guys can see that. Right there is that little flap that holds your cleaning kit for the AK. I don't know what that entails of, but mine didn't come with it. And mine didn't come with the cleaning rod either, but some of them do, some of them don't. I'm not sure why. or why not? But it's just how it is. The other thing too is I ended up buying 1,000 rounds of this Wolf Performance Ammunition, which is WPA. It's the 7.62x3.9, 123 grain, full metal jacket, steel case stuff. I got another one that's already open. But yeah, pretty much your standard what everybody else shoots is just a steel case, cheap. Let's see if I can focus in. Yeah, it's not really going to focus too much. Yeah, just your basic steel case. There's a lot of people who talk about how bad Wolf is and stuff like that, but it's an AK. I know plenty of people who run steel case through their AKs all day long. And, oops, knocked the tripod a little bit. But I have no issue. I know, well, I haven't shot this yet, but I know I'm not going to have any issues with this ammo or this gun. If not, it's exactly why I only spent $500. If I have an issue, I don't mind drilling some of this stuff out. I might even mill out that mag well a little bit. It's very tight. Ended up picking up two 10-round Tapco magazines. They one of them is a little bit worn in. I believe it's this one. The lip's a little worn in and almost doesn't go in that mag well because it's so tight. And Tapco magazines are a lot wider than the steel magazines. Yeah, that's pretty much about it. I'll give you guys kind of another look through it. But it's actually a really nice and clean gun for the $500 that I did pay for it. It is the classic AK style with the iron sights. These do come with the scope mounts on the receiver. If you want to go that route, I thought about it. I don't think I'm going to do it. Just for the look of it, I think I'm going to try and pick up on the cleaning rods. I know you can pick them up for like $5-7. You can also pick up the cleaning kit. I might pick that up just for the hell of it. Maybe not. Yeah, this thing functions pretty fine. Planning on doing a range day pretty soon. But I've already taken this apart, gutted it, and already lubed it myself. It's kind of why it's sweating a little bit. I put a good amount of lube on there because I just want it to soak in. That's what I like to do. Is my new guns, I like to over lubricate them. For everything, let it sit for like a week. Let it soak up in the metals. That way, when I clean it, it has a baseline. But this is a standard mag release. I ended up buying a bullet button for when I bring it into California. I am going to need that. And this is a 30-round magazine, which I plan on taking apart, making it a 10-round magazine. Either I'm going to put a mag block in there, or I'm going to do the crimps. The crimps I kind of like because it's a lot cheaper to do. You just poke holes right here, and then it has like a little catch. But that's a little bit more difficult to do. I believe this is either a Bulgarian or a Russian magazine. I remember I tried looking it up, but they all look pretty much the same. I know the anything from I think any European magazines that are the steel lined, those pretty much function fine for a lot of people. So if you want good mags, anything the Chinese, the Yugo, the Russian, Romanian, whoever, and if it's from the East Coast, well, not the East Coast, but if it's from Europe, you should be good to go. I've heard a lot of people having complaints, and yet I've also heard of a lot of people having no problems with the Tapco 30-rounders and 10-rounders. But, yeah, that's pretty much about it. So it's just your basic Wasr 1063. Figured I'd make my own video because there's not that many out there like I thought there would be, but it seems like a pretty solid rifle. Again, the only thing I think I'm going to change on it is maybe sand a little bit, clean up the wood. I really like the color actually. I was thinking of staining it, but when I brought it home and kept looking at it, I noticed the more I touched the wood, the more it soaked up the grease from my hands and kind of darkened itself. So I might just throw a lacquer coat on there for protection and just leave it be. But yeah, I think that's pretty much about it. I'm going to make another video when I take it out to shoot. Maybe I'll have different thoughts on it, and some more things come up. I might get a sling for it. Other than that, I think I'm done. So hopefully get some more mags, and we'll see how that the ammo does through it. Again, it's a AK47, so I don't think it's going to have any problems. I would highly recommend, if you're looking at an AK platform and don't feel like spending $800 like me, I think the Wasr is a great buy. Just to give you guys like a little price point, I got this for $500. It's pretty much brand new. In California, 2012, I was looking around and stuff like that, and they are, I think they're going for $550 to $650 from the gun shops around. But you can get these for about $500 in great condition if you look around for a little while. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Just your standard Wasr 10. My collection's growing, and every time I get a new rifle, I'll probably throw a new video up, keep you guys in the loop and stuff like that. So kind of throw on the bayonet, let you guys check it out, kind of see what it looks like. If I can get it on, which I got on last time, but alright, yeah, that's whatever. So there it is. Here's the mags, and then here's some of the ammo. And then I just did a video on the ammo, where I got it from. I got it from like Sports Guide or something like that. Great place, cheapest place I found the ammo. Got a good coupon code for free shipping. So go ahead and check that out. The only problem is let me take it off the tripod real quick. You might hate me. But pretty good stuff. I gotta buy more ammo though, because it is magnetic, and the range by my house actually doesn't allow that. So give you guys a close-up look. Again, the Wasr 1063 and 7.62 by 3.9 and AK47. Plain and simple. And that's pretty much going to be about it. So if you guys have any questions or anything, just go ahead and leave a comment or shoot me a PM. So thanks for watching, guys. Take it easy.